Okay. Hey
Uh,
guys, how are ya?
hey guys, here we are with Everyday Sex.
Yeah, Everyday Sex. Season 2, episode 2.
Yay! Super
Nice.
excited.
It's a little bizarre that we're like, oh, season 2.
I know. Like, who are we? It's so crazy. I love that though. I love that we separated that time period in one season and now we're on to the next. And it kind
Yep.
of worked that we had a bit of a gap in between like
Mm.
recording because my life more so is just a lot different now than it was during season 1.
Yeah. How was your day?
Okay, I just feel like I people who hang out with me are like, "Oh my god, you never stop talking." I have so much to say all the time, but today when I ran into the ladies in the office, they let me know that there's a cougar on premises. Yeah.
How old is she?
No. You're like, "I'm coming. I'm
My
on my way."
mother literally today was like, Stella, like you could consider like dating an older woman. I was like, honestly, mom, my hinge is till 40. I'm willing.
Yeah, I'm open.
I'm open.
That's hilarious. No, yeah. Yeah. Well, the maturity and you shoot a bit higher and then you're more likely to land people that are interested in like a life partner. And you said you're dating to marry.
Okay, that's a little dramatic, but
Oh yeah, whatever. But okay, so there's a cougar, but a real cougar, a
okay.
mountain lion. Okay, and I was like, oh, and I have a dog, and I'm outside. So my apartment building, I'm very spoiled. It's like forest view, like right on the there's a creek and right kind of in the forest on Vancouver Island. Vancouver Island has the highest concentration of mountain lions, cougars, whatever, in maybe the world. And it's a small island, so well, like in the big picture, it's a small island, so maybe that's why it's so highly concentrated. But um, they're like, with I have a black labs, and so I'm not as much at risk. But people in this building, they all have cats, and you're a cat person, so like you guys both have cats, but I'm not a cat person. They take them out for walks all the time on
Dude,
leashes.
the amount of cats that I saw on walks when I came with you,
Cats on leashes all over
on
the place.
leashes, in backpacks, everything.
In backpacks. Yesterday, I'm waiting for the elevator and it opens and it was just a cat in the elevator. No leash, no, raw dog. I was like, and I, because there was a person there, but I couldn't see her. So it was just me and the cat. And I was like, are you going down? Yeah, I'm going to join you. But those people, like, they let their cats just out on the patio and the cougars will snatch your cat. Like, it's like no joke. Like, they will, like, Nala and I are fine because I don't think they would do much. Like, but
Yeah,
the thing is, I was like, oh, like, where did we see the cougar? Like, that's scary. And
yeah,
they were like, oh, they're like, nobody saw it. They heard it. And I was like, "Oh, like how do you what do you kind of noise?" They're like, "Oh, it was growling." I was like, "Fuck." It was
no
dark
way.
apparently and it was up and like they sit in the trees. And so people say if you see a cougar, it's probably not great because they've seen you. If you see a cougar, it's because it's been stalking you because they see you way before you see them. They're up in the trees like you would never know it's there. Well, remember you and I were walking around with it, like looking up at the trees
Oh my
when you were
God,
here,
dude, I remember walking, we were playing really loud music and just
like screaming. Like,
seriously, I was like, we were like, ah.
yeah. Because I mean, anyway, so that's my thing today is that there is a cougar has been heard growling from the trees. So when I take Nala out at 10, 11 p.m., I'm definitely a little bit scared. But there's also bears and those are the two main things, the cougars and the bears. So that's my current fear. I've gotten more brave and I go on the creek or the trail out by the creek here by myself. But um, I like either do like I take a phone call so I can like be talking or play music or whatever. But
Yeah,
anyways, so that's an update for me today. How's your day been?
it's fine.
Where are you?
Um, I'm back home still from our Father's Day weekend.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I had a good time. I had a good, and it's kind of relaxing because I'm done my day job now. So I
You're
just
gonna
thought,
miss the kids.
I know. Um, yeah, because yeah, the day job is really good, and I'm just sad to be done, obviously. But it'll kind of be nice to have a nice summer off and just kind of bartend and focus on the podcast.
So will you be working more bar now?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Which one?
yeah. Just like Starling.
Plug. If you want to see Stel in person, go to Starling Bar in Ottawa.
I might change it up a bit. We'll see. We'll
Imagine you
see.
start having to sign autographs at work because people heard that. They're like showing
That'd
up.
be wild.
Yeah.
Actually, wild. And yeah, I drove down on Saturday. So today's Sunday. So I drove down, yeah, yesterday. I had a really eventful morning.
Oh, right. There's a story that Stell, when we were getting ready to record, she said she would tell us live for you guys. So I am super ready. How has your Sunday been?
No, it was Saturday.
Oh,
So
Saturday.
yesterday I
Oh,
went to
okay.
go. I was like done packing. Really nice morning. Then I was like, okay, fuck, I gotta go get some cat food and bring it to my roommates, like in case I run out. So then she has extra cat food to give to my cats while I'm gone. And so my street's a two-way street. You can go from either way. I pull in and I have to park on like the left side of the road on the street, and a car's like down the street farther down, and they're like doing their own thing. I think they're like trying to do a 3-point turn. I'm already pulling in, pulling out to go do my own 3-point turn, and then parallel park backwards, whatever. And I'm literally about to back. I'm backing up. I'm backing into the space, and this fucking car that was like down the street pulls in to the spot right in front of my house.
Mm-mm.
And you know what? Like usually I just kind of let it go. But something about this time really set me off. And when I tell you, I put my car in park and I put down the window and I go, dude, I was clearly backing in. And this old man goes up to my window and says, you think I'm stupid? You think I'm fucking stupid? You think you're so smart, eh? And I go, what the fuck? And I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? Fuck you, dude. So I get out of the car and I go, what the fuck is your problem, man? I was clearly backing up. And he was like, fuck off. And I was like, fuck you, man. I'm literally right here. Like, what the fuck is your problem, you piece of shit old man? I'm just snapping at this point. I'm freaking out. I'm heated. I can feel the blood raising in my body. And you know what? Usually I don't get heated or ever, but this guy just came in so rude and hostile that I just snapped. And I was like,
Mhm.
"Fuck you!" And he, and he was like, grabbing his groceries in his car. I was like, "Dude, I was literally backing up. I was literally here first." And he was like, "Yeah, you were here first. Well, I live right there." I go, "I don't care. I live right fucking there. I'm just gonna be here for 5 minutes, and then I'm out of your fucking hair." And he's like, "I don't care." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, man? Are you fucking kidding me?" And he gets in my face. He goes, and I go, fuck you, dude, get out of my face. And he goes, what, you gonna hit me? You gonna hit me? And I was like, I'm not gonna fucking touch you, but fuck off. Like, fuck you, you piece of shit old man. And then I was like, you know what? And I go to get back in my car. I go, you know what? I hope all the bad shit fucking happens to you, fucking piece of shit old man. And then I drive around the block. And then I find another parking spot. And I see where he lives. And then I'm
Oh,
like, he lives like 2 houses down from me. I go in my house, bring my shit in, and as I'm leaving, I'm like, something comes over me. I don't know what. And I'm like looking at my fridge, and
no.
I'm like, this egg looks real nice. So
Oh, no.
I take out an egg out of the fridge and I say goodbye to my roommate. And she's like, "Why do you have an egg?" And I'm like, I'm like, I'm just gonna egg this guy's car because I told her. She's like, "No, you're not. No, you're not." And I was like, "No, no, I won't. I won't do it. I'm sorry, Haley, if you're hearing this now." But I went down those stairs and I drove around the block. So my window was right beside his car. And I threw that egg out of his car door. and I drove away. And you know what? Me, I need I, my anger got the best of me, and I've never done that. But this fucking man deserved it.
Agreed.
He was so rude, and he just ruined my mood. And he, if he came off nice and was like, "Oh, like sorry, like I just got here," or even if when I told him I was just gonna take like 5 minutes, and I was like, "Man, just give me like 5 minutes. Like I'm just gonna park here quickly, bring my shit in, and then come back out, and then you can have a spot." And if he wasn't a dick, his car would have not been with one egg on it.
Oh my God.
But you know what? And you can hate on me all you want, but just I just couldn't hold it inside.
That's hilarious. Okay, but no,
I
but the thing is, dude, you live there and he lives there. Y'all are gonna
he
run
lives
into each
no, he
other.
lives two houses down. So yeah, we're gonna run into each other a lot. And oh man, I yelled at this dude. And you know what? I'm really kind to elders, and I'm very nice. I take it. It's a big thing for me to be very nice. To these, like, not, it doesn't take a lot out of me, but it's like something I take very prideful, that I'm very kind.
Hmm.
And I never usually yell or get mad at anybody, and I usually just like kind of hold it in. But this dude just hit a nerve
Hmm.
that I just snapped,
I can't
and I
imagine that, like,
released everything on him.
that kind of confrontation, like, that's fucked. That's so uncomfortable. And you're for sure gonna run into him. You are,
Oh, 100%,
yeah.
100%, and I don't know.
It's also so obvious. It's not like his car got egged and it's like, wonder who it was. Like, it was, he knows it was you. Like, your car's probably gonna get egged in the next few weeks, if we're being honest.
Probably,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I just I let my anger get the best of me there.
Hmm. Wow.
And
That's
that
hilarious.
was my morning yesterday, and I don't condone egging anything.
Yeah.
But that was it. That was the story. I really
Wow.
fucking snapped.
Yeah, you did snap. That's hilarious. I kind of wish I was there for that to record it.
I
World
just like
Star.
can't believe it. Like, I was just so this dude was so rude, and I just was
Mhm.
like, "What's your fucking problem, man?"
Yeah.
And I just couldn't, like, I couldn't even process it.
Wow.
So yeah, that was my morning. That was my
That was
morning.
your morning. Wow.
Yep.
That's hilarious. Oh my God. I can't wait to hear the aftermath because you're out of town right now. But when you go
Yeah.
back home, no, y'all are going to see each other. Oh my God.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Fingers crossed we don't, but he
Yeah.
does live next door, so probably.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
wow. So, all eggs aside,
All eggs
our
aside.
our kind of like we kind of try to have like a theme of each episode, or a topic that we want to, like, play around with. So this episode, we're season 2, episode 2. So our last episode, we talked about our trip and me moving out to Vancouver Island and such. And then this episode, we just want to update you guys on where we're at in life, other than the egging of the car, like where we're at in general and how things are going. And yeah, so I feel like I have tons because
Yeah.
I'm new to the island, and there's so much to talk about there.
Well,
So
let's start there. Like, what, like, okay,
so
you got there, you settled in.
okay, wait. So Stella and I are traveling, out here, and as soon as we got to Alberta, all the girls, okay, when you're in
Oh yeah,
Ontario, when you're in Ontario, you can tell who's gay
for the
because
most part.
she's wearing, for the most part, yeah, she's got um bloodstones and, a plaid shirt, and, like, she's giving granola girl. Okay. And you can tell when you see a granola girl in Ottawa, a decent chance she is at least bi. Okay. over here, as soon as we crossed over into
Dude.
Alberta, every girl is a granola girl. So we were out struggling, okay, on the battlefield, if you
Mhm.
will, trying to figure out who's gay and who's not. Impossible. Impossible.
Impossible, dude. Literally everyone. And I was like, I don't know if they're all gay or
Or if none of them are, or
or
if
none of them
half
are.
or some, or because
Oh.
it's so like that West Coast girly is what we have known as being a gay person, and it's yeah, um, it's everyone here. So
Yeah.
mhm.
And so tell us about that. Have you met any girls?
No.
Mm.
Okay, wait. The other thing I wanted to say about that, just about so okay, let's talk about the girls out here and like my observations. I've been here a few months now, so
Okay.
my observations so far.
Yes.
So I'm not on any dating apps right now, but when I first got here, everyone is E&M, which is ethically
Oh,
non-monogamous. And Stella and I
yeah.
talked about this when she was here even. Everyone is non-monogamous. So it's like these open relationships or yeah, E&M where people are in relationships. Like some are like poly where they're not totally with anyone. They're just like dating multiple people.
Yeah.
And then others are in committed relationships, serious, like tied down, living together relationships, but are sexually open with everyone.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must be difficult, I find, just because, like, I don't know, I guess, like, a lot of people like that too now, though, like, even I guess more there, I find,
Hmm.
but it's been a lot here as well.
It's an upcoming thing. Like it's a new thing. Okay, wait, one sec.
For context, there's a spider right here, and I'm freaking out.
Oh, oh, shh, nah. Please, please stop. Okay, so E&M, yeah. So I was when I first like kind of early on in my time here, I was talking to a girl who is E&M and shout out to you.
Which one's this one?
Fake name. One of our fans gave Stella and I a list of fake names to use so that we didn't struggle so hard, but I don't have it on me right now. I should have been better prepared, but her name I, I should just use people's real names. I don't even care. No, but her name is um Kayla. Her name is Kayla.
You're gonna no.
So anyways, we start talking.
Just let me.
What? Okay, so anyways, I'm talking to this girl and she's in a committed relationship with her female partner and we only hung out one time. We still
Oh,
yeah,
right.
but we went for a walk and we when we finished the walk, we made out and it was so hot and it was like I felt so then she was like come back to my place, like my girlfriend's place. I was like I literally can't like and she's like, "Oh, I really want you to meet her." And I was like, my anxiety, like I can't. Like it was just like such a weird dynamic. And it was fun and it was funny. And it was honestly just for research purposes, so I could talk about it on this podcast. But
Oh.
no. She's super nice, and we still chat. And like I would like we talk about going for a walk with our dogs and stuff. But I remember texting Stella, and I was like, okay, this whole E&M thing, like I could fuck someone's girlfriend, but nobody can fuck my girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like I could be the like fun little third,
Uh-huh.
but I would never ever let somebody do that. Like because I have
Yeah, you
an owner.
wouldn't look for a third.
No, no. And
Mm.
so anyway, it's crazy. Everyone like that. Everyone's like that out here. Everyone is open. It's just crazy. Like so I've noticed that a lot. Um the granola girl stuff, the E&M, that's huge. Um it's really fun out here. Everyone like I came out to live somewhere um uh where I moved to where the things are happening that I like to do, like hiking and being outside and like
Yeah.
paddle boarding and all that kind of stuff. So everybody that I've talked to is really very much on the same wave as that.
Mm,
So yeah. So
that's
I
nice though.
Yeah, it is. And it's so nice out here, and the summers out here are pretty beautiful. So I'm excited for that. So yeah, I've had a few little little things here and there, you know.
Edna mode.
Okay. Oh man. Yeah. Oh god. I'm so careful about what I say. Oh god. But okay, I wrote down a few like random notes of things that I wanted to mention about the
Did
dating
one of them
scene.
say Edna?
No, I erased that one. She's so hot, that girl. She's so I Oh my god, a girl at the gym, like, oh my god, she's so hot. Okay, anyway. Um, um, yeah, classic. Okay, anyways, there's this thing. This is sort of Vancouver Island, sort of just general, but I recently discovered those Facebook groups called Are We Dating the Same Guy? Are you familiar with that?
What the fuck is
Oh my
that?
god, we're gay, so it doesn't even apply to us, but you should join it. It's so fucked. It's this Facebook group that pretty much every city has, and it's called Are We Dating the Same Guy? Ottawa. Are We Dating the Same Guy? Vancouver Island.
Shut up.
Are We Dating the Same Guy? Toronto. So people post the guys that they're talking to and they say any red flags or any tea. And then girls that have spoken to him before or are currently talking to him will comment and be like, dude,
Stop.
and the shit that gets like in the listeners that are in these groups, Rachel showed it to me. I think I mentioned Rachel in every single episode we've ever done, but um, she showed it to me, and people will be like, "Oh, I'm talking to this guy. He's like Justin from Nanaimo, 32 years old," and the comments, like, "Oh yeah, I was talking to him last week or last month, and he was emotionally abusive, or he physically was abused." Like people air out
Stop.
everything, or like, "Oh, that guy's married and has 2 kids." Like it's like
Shut up.
fucked. It's crazy. Yeah,
That's wild.
yeah. So if you're not in one of those groups, be in one of those groups because they're crazy.
Good. Wow, that's just fucking wild to me.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So these people that you've talked to here and there, are you seeing anyone? Are you
I don't
anything?
know. Oh my god. I don't know. No, maybe. I don't know. Can't say. Can't
Can't say.
confirm.
You're just
But
having fun.
I'm just having fun. Yeah, I'm having fun. I've been doing some traveling around the island, and lots of like hikes, lots of activities.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
really been living through you, watching your stories.
it would be fun. Like you need to come back now that I actually know what the fuck is going on over here. Like
Yeah.
my dad and brother are coming this week, and and if you know me, this makes sense, but I have a Google spreadsheet with like best food in the area, best walks, best like places to watch the sunset, best places to paddleboard, like best places for whatever, like the breweries, the wineries, like all that. I'm very organized. I could show you a real good time out here.
I hate that.
Oh. Okay, how about you? What's happening on your end?
Nothing.
Come on, give us something.
I don't know. Like I came back and um kind of went back and forth on some things and
Hmm?
yes, just like yeah, and
Mhm.
just back and forth on some, I guess, yeah, situations, and then we're supposed to open up a bar, had that in the works. It's been a little bit pushed back a bit just because we're having some trouble finding like a designer to give to our contractor and all this kind of stuff. And honestly, I'm not too upset about it. I don't like, I am a little bummed, but also I think I'd rather put the energy into this podcast
Mhm.
and kind of bet on us. So I kind of been doing that at my day job, and I've just been working at this bar. I've tried to be a little bit more active on some dating apps and try and have conversations with people, but it's not really going anywhere.
Mhm.
Um, what else? I I dyed my hair.
Yeah, she's blonde now.
Yeah, I it was kind of an instant regret. I feel a little bit better now that it's kind of cut, then I have some dark back,
Mhm.
but I didn't really want to dye my hair. I say so. You see, I dye my hair every year, every summer, for the last I don't even know, like 4 or 5 years. And this year I didn't want to do it because I was like, you know what? It reminds me too much of my ex. I and mom and like the person that I was back then, which I'm just not anymore. And I've just grown so much that I don't want anything kind of holding me back to this like person that I don't really feel like I relate too much to this hair anymore.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then I bleached my hair, and literally within the hour, I saw my ex girlfriend, and I was like, "Fuck my life, shoot me in the head, do whatever you want, throw me into traffic. Like I don't fucking care at this point." Like I was like, "Oh man," and then just left, right, and center, like all this stuff, and I got really in my head about that I need to get this hair off of me because I was like, this is bringing me some kind of weird vibes. Like I don't know what it's doing, but I don't want anything to do with it if it has to do with Josephine.
Oof, Josephine. Yep.
um, and so then when I went to go get my haircut, I went to my barber and I was like, "Yo, James, I need you to cut off as much as you can. I know I just dyed it, and it's a waste of this money that I just put into this, but for my sanity, I need you to cut off as much as you can." And so he started cutting off the sides, which I always do. But then when he started doing that, I felt a little bit better about it. So I was like, okay, so I was gonna get him to like fully buzz this.
Oh my god.
I know. And then when he got this done, I was like, okay, I feel a little better. Let's just cut it down a good amount, and then we'll leave it. Um, and we'll leave it like that. And so that's kind of where it all happened. And then I kind of finished at the school. I have my hair like this. I'm kind of I'm not drinking right now. I'm sober for a little bit.
How long?
It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Eee.
So I just kind of I had a little situation with somebody I really care about, and I was also kind of going through it. I like had like a mutual friend had passed, and I've never really been great with death. I kind of get a little weird about things in death, and I don't really like show any emotion. And then that night, I'll go out and get drunk and be really fucked up,
Mhm.
and all the emotions will come out, like not just like sadness, but like it'll be like anger and like lovey doveyness, and I'll say all this random fucking shit. And so I went out, got drunk, saw this person I care about. She tried to like kind of console me and like comfort me, and I don't remember, but I guess I reacted poorly, and that was like I don't know, I guess that was her only straw,
Mhm.
and she was like, "That's it, like, let's take some space, like, I don't like the fact that I made you react that way," and then we just, like, completely cut off contact, like, for good this time, which was, like we've tried to do that a couple times and it hasn't really lasted. Now we're, like, on civil terms, I think, like, I gave some space. I decided to be sober and go back to therapy. And because I was kind of like, why? Maybe I should try. I've kind of mastered a lot of my emotions now, and something that I've never really kind of come to terms with is how I react to death. So I was like, maybe that's something new to check
Mhm.
off the list of things to heal from and figure out how to, I don't know, react towards it a little bit healthier. And I will say it is because of, I think it was, what was it, Tiffany?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Having her upset with me was something that I just like didn't want to have, especially again to do with like drinking. And
Mhm.
so it just kind of made me feel really shitty. And I don't think she really will ever know the extent of how much I beat myself up about it. But it led me to like try and go into this whole healing journey again because I was like, hey, you know what? Like, let's figure some shit out. Let's not drink for a while, kind of get my head into a clear headspace, and then go to therapy like that. Like, I don't want to go to therapy in a headspace that is kind of foggy.
Mhm.
And so, where we just actually spoke last night, and I think we might catch up when I get back home. But, and you know, I'd really like that. But this person's also just like a really good friend to me. So I hope I didn't ruin that. But
Mhm.
that's kind of like what happened and why it happened and where I'm at now, where I'm at a place where I'm just still trying to do me, but in a different kind of way.
Well, that's fantastic. As you were talking, I was thinking, like, okay, to the listeners, we are always funny, but we're also sometimes emotionally open. Like, that's what we're doing right now. Like, it's not all just, you know, haha. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's serious. And that's important because I think the things that you're saying, especially like I don't drink and I never have, but I can see the journey for you. And I know what you were like when we met, almost
Mhm.
10 years ago now, and then where you are now. And like I think a lot of people are going to listen to this and relate to what you were saying about wanting to stop drinking and what that like why and how that looks now and dealing with death. Like everybody, like a lot of people are going to relate to that. And so
Yeah.
I think it's important that we talk about those things as well. So thank you for being so vulnerable with us.
Mm.
Yeah. But
Yeah, yeah,
I hope that like the summer is fun because everything you just said was not as much on the fun side as it was on like the serious side, but maybe what you're doing now is setting you up for like stability throughout the summer and it like
yeah. And
depending
I'm not
on.
saying that I'll be sober forever. I'm just saying that right now I need to be, and I need to like focus on my mental health. And my friends have been extremely supportive about it. When I tell them it's like, you know what, like I kind of just need to get my shit together and I need a clear mind to do it. And I just hope you respect that. And they're all like, yeah, 100%, which is great. And it's great. I think that's a big part in being sober for a bit, just because
Mhm.
having like that support with your friends, especially because you're with them all the time.
And you're
And
sorry, you're in the
no,
industry, like, to
yeah,
not drink like, if you were to stop drinking and you worked in an office and then you just were really diligent and strict on yourself about leaving work and going home, but your work is literally making drinks all day. Like,
yeah,
that's the fact that you can be sober in that environment, given, like, not like your history, but like your journey with alcohol is
yeah,
super, super impressive. And about friends, yeah, like I can think when we were kids, not kids, but when we were in like young university, and if you said you were sober, people would not be respectful. Like people would be like,
no,
"No, come on, just one drink," like blah blah blah. And now that we're
yeah,
adults, it's so important to have those kind of friends that are like, "Wow, absolutely, like don't drink. Like we support you. We encourage you
yeah,
to not
100%.
drink."
That's a thing. And so I, yeah, like again, like it might not be forever, but it is for now. And like I think I'm doing this because I want this summer to be fun. And I think every summer I've always like just drowned myself in work and never had any time to do anything really. And I just went to my first freaking cottage
Mm.
like a couple weekends ago, and I didn't even drink that much. I did do a lot of mushrooms and I freaked out for a little bit. Um,
Mm.
but um I just like want to do more of that. Like I want to hang out with friends and go to cottages and go camping and go to concerts and just have some nice days outside, you know? Like I think I am so caught up in always wanting to get fucked up when I was younger, and like I'm not like that anymore. For the last like year, I haven't really been like I went through a phase when my breakup that I was like on a bender, and I go every once in a while. I go through phases of being on a bender, but then I'm like, what the fuck? I actually hate this. So I'm trying to find a healthy balance.
Yeah.
Really,
And
yeah,
again, in your industry, that's hard. So it's very admirable that you're doing this and on that journey. So that's a
yeah.
great update.
That's pretty much
Yeah.
my really.
Um, okay. I wrote down a lot of random shit to talk about. Pretty much just since we've recorded last, I've just taken notes of like random things that pop into my head that I think need to be discussed on this platform. Um, okay. Oh my god, I don't even know how to like bring this up. This is so this is kind of just a lesbian culture comment that you'll have something to say about. So what I've noticed, okay, in lesbian world, when we buy strap-ons, um i- you would never, well, kind of the idea is that you wouldn't use the same with a different girl. True? Okay, Stell's a whore. So let's move forward. No. Like, okay, so like I hung out with a girl not that long ago. Um, and I talked about like I've talked on this podcast. So I still, guys, to this day, I have never used a strap. So like the virginity's still on the table if anyone wants to come take it. Um, but I remember having conversations with people about how like maybe the like strap part, yeah, but the actual dildo part of it is like not to be reused. Like most people get a different one when they have a different. Why the fuck are you laughing?
Go on.
Just throw it in the dishwasher and
Okay, so that's so, but that's what's so funny. So like I hang out with this girl and I opened her bottom drawer and there was this huge like dildo there, and I was like, okay, like that, knowing that that's been used on other people, like that does not work for me. Like we'll go out to the sex store and we'll get our own. Okay. But then it got me thinking, okay, men. That's the end of the sentence. We reuse those dicks all fucking, nobody talks about that being like non-reusable. So we have to go out and invest in more silicone because one other girl's had it inside of them, but we'll recycle a man's dick 50 times? Are you kidding?
if I could buy another dick every time, I would.
You you do? You So that's my current issue with that's the current issue I'd like to raise
Yeah.
is that, but I just I stand by it though. Like seeing,
I've had three, and I only have one now.
oh wait, no, wait, what?
I've bought three.
So
My one ex, an ex and I, shout out. I don't know name.
we don't remember any of Kelly, was it? No.
I don't know if I ever gave her a name. She's too famous for me now.
Oh, I know. I think I saw her on our group feed to the singer.
Yeah.
Oh, I
No
don't,
way.
well, no,
Nice.
on the Everyday Sex page, Goofy.
Nice.
So do you buy a different one for each partner? That's the question.
No, but it's kind of happened. Like, so her and I had one. I have no bad blood with her. Like, we just broke up because we just didn't have any time for each other, and like, I adore her still. Like, I actually think she's the one who got away, but that's
Mm,
just me.
mm.
Um, we literally had like a custody battle over it, though.
Oh my god,
Like,
that's hilarious.
she kept the dildo, and I kept the strap.
That's so
I
funny.
won nothing out of this.
Well, but it makes sense because this what was in, like, I'm assuming the dildo wasn't inside of you. I'm not assuming that because of your
No,
mask. I'm
no.
assuming that because I
And you know
know
what?
you.
It was a really good one. It was like $100, $120 one, vibrating, and it was insane. It was
Mm,
great. Um, And then I had another ex, which I forget what I gave her name as. We're gonna have to write this down.
Yeah.
I'm losing track. Actually, no. You know what? I did write it down. I did write it down. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Bridget.
Okay. Yeah.
She when we were dating, I told her about how I had a custody battle with the one I was with before. She bought me one for my birthday,
Mm.
and that's the one we used with her.
Mm-hmm.
And then I used that one on Bridget, Kelly, and Josephine.
Wait, not
Actually, I don't
Kelly.
know
Wait,
if
Kelly as in Brittany's friend?
No, Kelly is
Oh my god.
after Bridget before Josephine, the one Josephine doesn't like.
Wait, who's the one Josephine doesn't like? Kelly.
Kelly, which is the one that I was
Oh, so
sleeping with every 3 months.
we left Bridget and Brittany as being together names?
No, Bridget is
The
the
one that worked
one
at
who
Senate?
yeah,
Okay. Who's Brittany's friend?
Brenna.
Oh, Brenna. Oh my god. That was so funny when that one came out. Oh god. Okay, so
Yeah, so
you used
I
one strap set with 3 different women.
I don't think I actually no, that I did use it on Josephine as well. But Josephine and I also got our own
Okay.
after, and
Because
she
then,
has that,
like
and she has that one.
the time that I opened the bottom drawer, along with the dildo, okay. Now I'm airing out, and I'm gonna get a text. You all know I'm gonna get a text. We need to talk. But
Yeah, I
what
might get one too
there was,
after this. Me
yeah,
using oh
like
shit.
yikes. I feel like as soon as I brought this up, you were probably like, "Fuck." But she had condoms, and then I'm like, okay, yeah. And then she said that one of the partners she was with didn't like wanted the dildo to have a condom on it in case it'd been used on other people. And I'm like, okay,
Don't you wash it?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was kind of weird. It was yeah, anyways, that's a whole other thing. I don't really know if I even fully believe the storyline from that situation, but
Interesting.
yeah, but anyways,
Interesting.
the point here is I just thought it was funny that nobody has a problem recycling dick, live dick, living dick. But when it comes to straps, because lesbians are so like I guess possessive of each other and like I don't know, whatever. But I get it. I would want my own with each partner.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's worth
Yeah.
investing. I don't know.
Yeah. And you know what? They're not cheap, brother.
Yeah, they're like $100. Yeah. I also recently got I got 2 new toys. Stel called me the other day. Okay, no, so Stel calls me the other day. I don't know which time this was. She called me and she's like, "Okay, I'm just gonna talk to you before I start gaming, like playing COD." And then she has me on FaceTime. This bitch is gaming for like 10 minutes, not saying a word to me. I'm like, hello,
I literally have my headset on and I'm like,
beep bop boop bop, like playing the fuck out of COD. And I'm sitting there like, dude, you called me. What do you want? And then I was like, I'm busy right now. And she's like, no, you're not. And then I flipped my camera to the other side of my couch and I've got my 2 new sex toys. I'm just by myself. But okay, I recently purchased the wand that I've talked about on this podcast before. That shit will send you into a different stratosphere. It's actually unsafe. God, fuck, I've never come like that. It's insane because it's like the most concentrated vibration on your clit you've ever fucking felt. It's actually unbelievable. It's like almost like I come too hard. It like throws me off. And then the second toy that I got that everyone knows is the rose. That's like the
okay, what is that?
so it's this little like rose
Can
ball
you
and
pull
then
it out?
it's over. I can't go get it. Should I? It's just like this little I thought it was a sucking motion, but it's actually more of like a puffing air, like blowing a little bit. I don't really get it. I don't love it.
You okay?
I don't, it's okay. Like I mean, I finished, but that's not saying much, but,
Like, let's say if it was like a person and they were just like,
Oh my god, that wouldn't feel good. Maybe it is something. I couldn't figure out what even it was doing, but it was doing something, and
Just blows.
a blowjob, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, so I've been clearly my sex life is pretty much on my own, on my couch these days. So
Yeah,
I've got
mine's
yeah.
literally non-existent.
No, I think it's probably
It's
existed. It's probably just
it
by yourself.
yeah, and it's been since well, oh geez, I don't even know since when. It's
Like
been
when's
a
the last
couple
time you had
months.
sex?
Like both ways, like
Oh,
December.
December, both
But me
ways.
doing stuff to somebody was February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but you
Uh
still masturbate 16 times a day?
no.
You don't?
No, I've chilled out.
How many times a day now? Every day still?
No. I know.
What? Why? Are you okay? I'm serious. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm good. I just I don't know. I think I'm just like so busy that my brain doesn't even think about it. Recently, this last like week and a bit, it's been quite a
It's
bit.
been up there.
It's
Stell's
been
in
up
her
there.
parents' house right now, which is
Oh,
also
not no,
hilarious.
not
Oh.
while I'm here.
No, I know, but
Mhm.
I'm just reflecting on that.
Oh, okay.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just like I don't know. But I don't know. I just yep, it's been a while.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Oh
like
my
the other
god.
day at school, I
No.
was talking about in front of the kids. I was like, "Oh yeah, like I love my Lego cars. I build them. They're like kind of my kink." And then I looked up and I looked at a teacher and I was like, "Not the word I meant to say. I meant to say it's my little quirk."
Oh no, not that mix up.
And and I was like, "Wrong word." And thank God these kids don't know what the heck I'm saying. And so they just didn't even ask what it was. And then later that same day, I was with another kid and with some of my coworkers. And we are like, "Yeah, let's all wrestle." And I was like, "Yeah, let's go to Pound Town." And then I was like, "I can't. That's not."
How are you not arrested?
And I was like, "That's not what I meant to say."
What did you
My
mean to
coworker
say?
looked at me and goes, "Stella, you need to get laid." And I was like,
Right.
I don't know what's going on."
So, okay, you heard it here first. Stell's kink is toy cars or
No.
Lego built cars. You're fucked.
No, it's not. It's
Oh
just
my
so
god. Not Pound Town. I know I'm trying to figure out what you
yeah.
meant to say because I
It's
know it wasn't appropriate.
no, I just meant like we are just gonna
Just
I
really
don't know.
slam it and throw it back kind of thing. I don't know.
When you say it like that, it sounds horrible.
It does. Bunch of kids with disabilities, dude. You need to get. I
All
think
right, it
you
was an accident. It was a poor choice of words, and I was very tired that day. Okay,
Oh my
but
god.
it's been a while, and I'm just kind of like sometimes a weird breeze comes by, and I'm like,
No,
ooh.
you're fucked.
I'm
Um,
just joking.
okay. I'd like to not switch gears, but one thing we wanted to talk about. This episode will air on June 28th, which is just a couple days left of June, and
Just
June
one
is
month.
Pride Month. And so, oh my God, I feel like we could do 10 episodes on this, but like, we had some audience, like when we reached out to our audience to ask for comments on stuff and what people wanted to hear from us. And someone did say, we want to know how you guys are celebrating Pride Month. So, Stel, go ahead, talk to us.
Okay, so I no usually what I used to do is like go to Toronto for Pride Month. Like at the ends, they usually have a parade, and I actually haven't been in a couple years, and I'd really like to go this year, but I don't think it's gonna work out. Um, but I take it upon myself actually every Pride Month to kind of read up on some new things every once in a while. I haven't really figured out what I'm gonna kind of look into this month, but it's just like new things to kind of educate myself.
Mhm.
Because sometimes I find that I might not be the best gay. You know, like sometimes I feel like I should know about things. And last time I don't even know, I read up on like the Stonewall and stuff like that. And this year I haven't decided, but I usually do stuff like that. And then we do have one in Ottawa, but it's not until August, I believe,
Yeah,
which is
I think
crazy.
Vancouver's in August and Toronto is maybe
This is the
in.
end of this month.
Oh, okay, because I'm not sure why they're not all during Pride Month, but um,
Yeah, I don't really get it. It's also Men's Mental Health Month, just so you know.
that's important.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I've never kind of been huge on like from my hometown. Remember we had a few gays that were like really, really flamboyant about it. Like they were really like, I'm gay, like pride flags everywhere and stuff like that. And it just wasn't really how I am.
Mhm.
And I had a hard time feeling like that maybe it made me a bad gay. But as I grew up, I was like, you know what? No, that's just like my preference. Like, not everyone has to be like that. You know, like I'm proud as I am, and I'm happy as I am, and but I don't feel the need to like have to like showcase it everywhere because I find I do it anyways as
Yeah.
because of what I look like.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, no, like I'm probably gonna read up on something and then go to the parade in August. And then I'll keep posting things. Like I've made a few posts already about Pride Month, and probably gonna do some more, and we'll probably post some on the account as well.
Nice.
How about you?
Um, yeah. Well, so what have I been doing for Pride Month? I'm not big on crowds, so I probably won't do like the parades and stuff. There was one in Nanaimo last week that I heard about people going to. I recently had I'm in some like a queer it's called Queer on the Coast, like a
No way.
gay like yeah, like a gay Facebook group. And I'd seen that a young woman posted that she wanted to start a pride community in Ladysmith, which is just like the small town that I'm in, because we've got
Oh,
some bigger
nice.
cities around, but Ladysmith specifically. And she asked if there was any volunteers or people that would want to be like on the board of like a pride society, and I messaged her right away, and so we've been in touch. So that's kind of an exciting during
Nice.
Pride Month, yeah, development. So I'm hoping that I can help maybe with like the social media or even just spreading the word. And I think this podcast would be a great platform for that. And also would probably encourage more listeners for us if I start sharing it in a group like that. So
Mhm.
I've joined up that. And what else? What else have I done? Um, I love that you're getting like reading up on stuff because I find like sometimes I feel old in that things
Mm,
are changing so much. And even before
yeah.
doing this podcast, Stella and I talked about that, like about not being like on eggshells, but being careful about word choices and just so much is changing all the time with sexuality and gender and everything. And so it's important for us, especially if we're going to be speaking on a platform like this, that we do
Mhm.
know what's current and what's appropriate. So, kind of on that note, we had sorry, the how to celebrate Pride Month. That was from one of our first original fans. Her Instagram is Curvy Queen 96. Stella and I were both. She was the
Oh
first
yeah.
one to slide in to be like, oh my god, like of course it's when our friends and family are like, oh the podcast is great, you guys are hilarious, that's cool. But when a stranger slides in, like she was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you guys have great energy." Like she just left us some amazing comments. Like I'm pretty sure I cried because we were in the car together.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, she was
W-
great.
The first like fan. So shout out to you. And we also had a question from Carly Blomberg, and she's a girl from Timmins. Um, oh my gosh, I really like her. Anyways, she
Yeah.
asked us. Okay. Oh my gosh, I really like her, and I know she listens. She sent me some comments the other day about how important this is that we're doing it, and how exciting it is, and how much we're helping people and stuff. So anyways, Carly, thank you so much. She asked us, if you could change one thing about the queer community, what would it be? And that's very fitting on our Pride Month conversation. So Stel, do you want to go, or do you want me to go?
Sure. Yeah, I can pop off. Yeah, you mentioned something when we were talking about in our last episode about how we were in, I think it was Saskatchewan. Yeah, and just like that. So the feeling that I felt that I even had to be kind of nervous to be in an area that was mainly male, and seeing and it just seemed like an unsafe space for me. Like, it's just bizarre. Like, it's not in the queer community, but it is in a community in general. And the fact that that's something I have to think about, that I have to be worried about how I present myself in certain situations, is like a little bit kind of easy.
And I'm spoiled in that regard because I'm straight passing. So I don't feel nervous in any small town. Like, I'm just like a regular girl, you know? And Stel's going through small town Saskatchewan with a balaclava pulled over her face, pretending to be a boy because she was so scared that some of the men in that building would actually hate crime her. Like, it's just like, that needs to change. And that's not something that we can change alone on this podcast, but raising awareness to the fact that yeah, the queer community has a way stronger presence than when you and I were young, but it's still not perfect, obviously. And there is still work to be done there. So
100%. Yeah. I think that's just something that I would change if I could in a snap of a finger. But yeah. How about you?
So one that I was thinking, this is a great question, and it's a huge question, really, and there's so many different things to talk about.
Yeah, I feel like we could probably go on and on about different
Yeah.
things, but
Yeah.
we'll just pick a few for today, and then.
So there's two that stand out to me. I'm going to air out my dad on this one. Okay. My dad, when I first came out, my dad was very accepting, and he did say something to me. Sometimes he makes comments that I'm like, ooh, because he's like this old man, and we can't blame it on them being old and a different generation, but it's very that. And just some of the things he said before, I'm like, ooh, I don't like, that's not very inclusive of you to say. But so when I came out, he was down, he was fine, that's cool. But he did say to my brother, who is a bit older than me, he's 29, and my dad said to Nick, is his name, yeah, it's fine that Sarah's gay, but it wouldn't be as fine if it was you, to my brother.
Wow.
And so kind of just that, and I know this doesn't affect me directly, but I'm happy to talk about it on a platform where other people are listening. There's this kind of stigma that being gay women is almost more acceptable than gay men. And we've grown up where, and Stel would totally get this, and Julian too, at parties in high school, it was so hot that we'd make out with our friends. I would make out with all of my friends at parties. Literally.
I'd make out with all of Sarah's friends at parties too.
That's hilarious and super true. At my 22nd birthday party, I think Stel made out with every single friend I've ever had, all in that same night. Hickeys, you know what? Maybe I'll find that footage. Y'all want the real tea? No, because with season 2, I'm going to start attaching pictures and videos to what we've talked about in the episode. I'm going to listen. That is the first headline, is the pictures of you with Taylor, real name, pressed up against a wall at a shitty bar. No, this is what the fans are going to want. That's what they're going to want. So anyways, Taylor, I love you, and I'm excited to share this with our fans. Wow, that was a big night.
I shouldn't have brought that up.
No, my God, I can't wait. That's hilarious. Anyway, there's this idea, and I don't agree with this. I'm just saying, two girls making out, and everybody, we watch porn, and it's always lesbian porn, whether you're gay or straight or whatever. But then two men is not as accepted. because we didn't grow up with it being like hot that they were
Yeah.
hooking up at a party. So I think that is one thing that I would like to change um, in our community, is just making it equal. Like it should be equal across the board. There shouldn't be like some gay that's more accepted. And sorry, now I'm rambling. But on that note, my
Yeah, on
second
that note.
comment, which is I know what you're thinking, is
Yeah.
biphobia. Why you can be bisexual and have never dated. So you could be a bisexual woman who's never dated a woman before. You've never slept with them, you can still be bi. You can be married to a man, a heterosexual like relationship, and you can be bisexual. There is no like blueprint. So Stel, I'll pass it over to you, because I know we everybody talks about this on social media, this kind of idea that you wouldn't be as interested in a girl that's bisexual. Not you, but that's like this like thing that
Yeah.
happens. Why is that?
I don't know. I think, okay, I've had actually quite a few friends who feel this way, and I don't agree with them. Like, to be fair, when it, I think when I was younger, I maybe felt this way, and I was like, oh, yeah, I get it. Like, I feel a little weird, but it's all about like your confidence at that point. Like, that's your own insecurities
Mhm.
thinking that that's not okay, because at that point you're worried that this person is going to leave you for this other gender and that
Mhm.
they can't, like, you know what I mean, and that it's not like, it's just like, oh, like they have double the amount of like of options and all this stuff like that, and like I don't really care about it like at all. Like I could care less if you're bi, if you're whatever.
Mhm.
um but yeah, it is a huge thing, and I've heard a lot of people be like, "Oh yeah, I don't want to date a bi girl." Like, oh, like what the fact that you could probably go back to a guy after, or like vice versa. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy, and I just don't get it. Like I see what they're saying, but I just don't see the relevance.
Mhm. Well, I think you said it's an ego thing, like feeling like your partner could leave you for either gender. Like when you're in a room full of people, you're not just worried about them leaving you for another girl. You have to worry about both. So you're now worried about double the amount of like whatever. Like it's just double the amount of jealousy, which is
Yeah,
irrelevant, like you said. And I think it goes the same for bisexual men or
yeah,
male, however you identify. Like just being bisexual in general, it has this idea that it's like there is this stigma to it, not that we agree with it, but in the gay community that it's like not as good. And then kind of like I said before, it's constantly invalidated. Like I said, you
yeah,
can be married to a man for the last 25 years of your life and decide at 50 that you're bisexual. That is absolutely valid and just as valid as somebody that's just freshly gay or whatever. Like, and a lot of
yeah,
the time it's a bridge. Like for me, because I was with somebody, Jack, for so long, when I first came out, I came out as bi because I'm like, I can't be just a lesbian. I was just with
yeah,
someone for 5 years. I have to like, it's a lot of the time a bridge.
yeah.
I
And I
wouldn't,
think everyone does that though. Even when I came out
yeah,
as bi.
yeah. It's so, and I think that's why it's often invalidated because people just
Yeah,
see it as a phase or a bridge.
or bridge.
So,
Yeah.
and it's
Oh
not
yeah,
bad. It however you
that's not bad.
identify is valid, and it's important during Pride Month to acknowledge that.
Mhm. I'd really like to hear, I guess, like, the audience's view on that, and kind of other ways and other things that, like, maybe they'd change about the queer community.
Mhm.
Um,
And
yeah.
not just like but and I sorry, we've heavily weighted on the word bisexual, but also pansexual and asexual. Like, there's so many different sexualities that are all valid. And I think as more and more come up, people are like, oh my god, like there's so many, like just be one or the other, like you know what I mean, like people are discrediting a lot of the sexualities
Yeah.
because we're evolving. And I
I
think go ahead.
actually, on that note, something happened at work the other day. I was, setting up the bar, and, I guess one of the restaurants in Ottawa put a poster in their window saying that, like, just not a good thing about pride. Like, it was just pretty much saying that, like, back in the day, we didn't want a parade and we didn't want to, like, push our pride out in front in everyone's faces, but now we do. So what's the difference now? Like, why do we have to do that now and all this stuff? And so they're trying to boycott this restaurant. because of them posting in the window, rightfully so. And I showed that to one of my coworkers, and she looked at me and said, "You know what? I totally agree with them." And I was like, "Mm." She was
Uh,
like, everyone's so sensitive nowadays. And I was like, damn, those are just really poor choices of words right there. And she just said that she agrees with them because she thinks that you have to walk on eggshells now. And in my head, I was just like, no, you just have to be respectful of other people's choices. Like,
mhm.
really, at the end of the day, it's just like, if it's not hurting you, then what is it? Why does it matter?
Right.
Like it has nothing to do with you realistically. It's in the fact that you feel that way is a you problem and not a problem on what their choices are. And I think she realized what she was saying was a little eh.
Mhm.
And she was like, "Oh, but like I love gay people and all this stuff." And like the problem is like I like and like I love this coworker and she's a great coworker, but it was a little off-putting and I
Mhm.
felt a little uneasy after that and I was like, like I feel a little weird and I still like I like but it was just something that I was like maybe you should reconsider and understand why we feel the need to do a parade and maybe consider like the history and maybe you'll feel a little different as to why we feel like we are so silenced and the need
Mhm.
for this is really important.
Well, and especially in like we do okay in Canada, and I'm not saying it's perfect, but in the US, they're trying to remove gay marriage rights. Like we're actually
Yeah,
going backwards in a lot of ways. And then of course, all of women's rights are totally in jeopardy as well, and that's a different conversation, but um no, I agree that it is necessary because there are still hate crimes happening. You're still scared in Saskatchewan in the random
yeah,
hotels and even like I find once in a while somebody will say to me like, "Oh, do you have a boyfriend?" and I don't correct them. I just say no. And I'm like and I walk away from that thinking like, "Sarah, why didn't you just say I'm gay?" Like, why does it still feel like there's a little bit of uneasiness about it? And so that's why we need this big exposure like Pride Month and Pride parades and um
yeah,
yeah, companies getting involved. I love like I know my bank is Royal Bank, RBC, and they've got big pride stuff in their windows. And when you see like big, large companies like that participating, it feels comforting. I feel comfortable walking into that bank. Not that
yeah,
I didn't in May or I won't in December, but it is nice to feel like the bigger corporations are doing it as long as they're not doing it just for the optics. Like it's important that
yeah,
there is follow through. And sorry,
exactly.
on that note, I work for Canada Post and I've been so impressed. Like they sent out this Pride Month email and they unveiled a new like postmark and I think possibly a stamp that's the Pride transgender and also like people of color flag. We all kind of know it's like the one with everything included.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, and I have it in my everybody has it in like their signature block right now and I love to see that and they posted like in the email announcing Pride Month, they also attached like where all the Pride parades were throughout Canada and a YouTube video story of one pride like a gay person's story who works for Canada Post and he spoke about like his journey and whatever. So I thought that was amazing and it made me feel really proud to work where I work. So
Nice.
if possible we want all companies to be like that and it's all about doing these parades and raising awareness in a way.
Mm, yeah, no, I totally agree.
Mhm. So,
Oh,
yeah, that's our chat on Pride Month. And also, the beginning of our episode, we, of course, touched on where we are now and how exciting this has all been. And yeah, I think that's about all we have, I think, for this episode.
yeah, I think we can. I think there's more to say, but I think we'll branch out in another episode when we talk about what you guys have said.
Hmm. Yeah, we're
And
planning to do a full episode on like story we've received tons of funny stories from you guys like I'm like so eager to talk about I'm like thinking about them right now but just we've got so many comments and so much amazing feedback and we're really excited to share that with you guys here and share your
yeah,
stories so that'll come soon.
yeah. Right. Well, I guess that's the end of another episode. And till the next one. And thank you, everyone, for listening and staying around.
And thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.